The Bushmen in the Kalahari Desert talk about the two hungers. There is the great hunger and there is the little hunger. The little hunger wants food for the belly, but the great hunger, the greatest hunger of all, is the hunger for meaning. There is ultimately only one thing that makes human beings deeply and profoundly bitter, and that is to have thrust upon them a life without meaning. There is nothing wrong in searching for happiness, but of far more comfort to the soul is something greater than happiness or unhappiness, and that is meaning. Because meaning transfigures all. Once what you are doing has for you meaning, it is irrelevant whether you are unhappy or happy. You are content. You are not alone in your spirit. You belong once you have meaning. Hello friends, this part of the video is going to be a very brief epilogue to the passage that you've just heard, and I know that it speaks for itself, but I wanted to tell you how profoundly it influenced me. This idea that there is something deeper in life than just mere happiness had a life-changing impact on me. I think you and I are very similar people. I think we have grown up with a similar idea, and this idea is that the ultimate and the main goal in life is to reach this state of happiness, to be happy. And I know that you might be watching this video on a different part of our planet, or you might be having a different background to me, but I think we've been told that the ultimate goal is to be happy. But as I was growing up, I noticed that both my friends and myself were happy people. We have everything that we need. We are relatively secure financially. We have safety. We have roof over our heads. But there is still something missing in the puzzle. And it took me this passage to realize that mere happiness is not enough. What you need is meaning. And as it is with the great passages, one connects to another. And it reminded me, this passage reminded me of an idea that Boethius described in his book called Consolation of Philosophy. Boethius, the Roman philosopher who lived in 5th century of our era, he said that there are certain things that are in control of fortune, of the wheel of fortune, that spins all the time and never stops. Things such as money, things such as happiness, things such as luck. We get them and we lose them. One day you have a job, the next day you might lose it for reasons that are lie beyond your control. But there is one thing that Boethius wrote in his book that is beyond the control of the wheel of fortune, and that one thing is meaning in life. However fast the wheel of fortune spins, if you have meaning, it will ground you, it will give you reason to live. And this reminds me another great idea by another philosopher, Nietzsche, who said that a man who has a why can survive anyhow. How powerful are those words, aren't they? And of course, the one last thing that it kind of reminds me, and I think you've heard about this author, Viktor Frankl, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, he said that the people who survived the concentration camps during the Second World War were people who found meaning even in the direst situations. People who relied to being happy in the concentration camp, they have no chance of surviving, while people who found some kind of meaning in that horrible situation, they had something to live for, to wait for the next day. I think this is such a profound idea, and I hope this video was interesting, and as you can see, it's very experimental in its structure in the place where I record it. I'm recording it not in my home, I'm visiting family, but I hope it was meaningful and I hope you enjoyed it. And if there is one thing that I wanted you to ponder about, it is, what is your great hunger?